Now, I've just watched Foreign Minister Wang Yi's press conference with global journalists. Impressive to say the least. I mean, his ability to elucidate China's foreign policy, combining power with restraint, principle with flexibility, is all remarkable. And above all, what a steady hand China has been in a world increasingly defined by uncertainty. Right? Take Trump's America, for instance, a disruptor of alliances, a breaker of promises, and of course a champion of me, myself, and I at every turn. Against this very backdrop, China's consistency and reliability stand out. Here's how. When the US pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement again, China launched the world's largest carbon market and became the global leader in EV production. When the US abandoned the Iran nuclear deal, China brokered the historic Iran-Saudi Arabia détente, easing decades of tension in the Middle East. And when the United States bans Huawei, TikTok, and potentially DeepSeek too, who knows, China launched this global AI governance initiative emphasizing inclusivity and cooperation. Yet somehow China remains one of the most underappreciated, underrated, and misunderstood countries in the Western world. That's frustrating. I mean, that's upsetting, right? For example, for people like myself, who was born and raised in China, knew that it is China's relentless focus on STEM, its super hardworking labor force, and an enabling government that constantly adapts. All these factors have delivered the biggest economic miracle the world has ever seen. China now leads the world in making not just shoes and clothing anymore, but 5G, AI, and advanced satellite. But what do Western headlines scream? China lies, cheats, and steals, right? And a threat to world peace. That's pathetic. I mean, shame on those reporters, commentators, scholars. Is this the best intellectual capacity Western liberal democracies can muster? Or are these people and their salaries depend on not understanding China in the first place? So if you listen to Wang Yi, you'll see that Chinese diplomacy is a blend of strength, reason, and logic. When asked about Trump's tariffs and America's Indo-Pacific strategy, his response was sharp.
你们从这些年的关税战、贸易战中得到了什么？贸易逆差是扩大了还是缩小了？制造业的竞争力是上升了还是下降了？通膨是好转了还是恶化了？民众的生活是变好了还是变糟了？美方出台所谓印太战略这么多年了，为地区国家做了什么？除了挑起事端、制造分歧，什么都没有。
And China's foreign policy making is rooted in the Chinese culture, which embraces a different type of philosophy than those of the West. That is why one needs to visit China, right? To experience the culture, to feel out its people, which is something very easy to do now, given China's new visa-free policy to much of the world. So, welcome to China. Speaking of different philosophies, here's Chinese Foreign Minister's subtle jab at Winston Churchill's famous line.
西方有句话，没有永远的朋友，只有永远的利益。而在中国看来，朋友应当是永远的，利益应当是共同的。
Now this brings me to the rise of the Global South, a trend that will define the coming years. By 2025, the Global South will account for over 70% of the world's population, over 40% of the world's economy and counting. This is not a revisionist bloc, by the way, challenging Western interests. It is a collective force for stability and growth. Doesn't the West want to work with stable markets and reliable governments? Upcoming SCO summits in China, BRICS in Brazil, and G20 in South Africa could form a new troika of growth engines, coordinating policies and forging consensus. So, in a world of uncertainty, China stands as a steady hand, from brokering peace, driving development, to leading the green revolution. China is redefining global leadership.